Here we are, end of November, with another West Hartford real estate market update. We're going to dive into the past 30 days here, see what's remained consistent, see what's changed, so that if you're out there buying or selling, you can make informed decisions. If you have any questions on what I'm going over here in this video, or just your situation in general, as we've talked about many times, real estate is very situational. So if you want to dive in or have even a little question, my team and I, we are always happy to help. Shoot us a text, give us a call, shoot us an email. We are always here. So let's get right into it. First statistic I always love to look at is the active inventory. How many choices are out there? You know, we've talked about how this number starts to drop in the winter time. It is starting to creep down. Last month we had 40 homes for sale, single family in town. This month we have 39. So we're inching down, nothing too dramatic. The month before that we had 41. So it's been creeping. As far as what I usually see in December, that number, when I'm doing my end of December report, my best guess is it's going to be low 30s, somewhere around 33, 34. I don't think it will get in the 20s, although sometimes, you know, in some of the early COVID years, we did see that. So I think we're past that. We're probably going to be somewhere in the 30s. Then after January, I would expect it to really start to climb as we get into February, March, and April, back up into the 50s and maybe even 60s. So something we'll monitor. As of today, it's 39. Closed sales. This statistic has been a bit volatile for us. Past couple months, we were in the 60s. We dipped to the 40s. We went back to the 60s. Past 30 days, we've had 49 closed sales. So when we compare that to last month, the 64, there is a little change there, a little drop off, you know, in terms of closed sales. Nothing too dramatic. Obviously, there's buyers still out there transacting, but we did see a little dip over the past 30 days. Again, month of December will probably be pretty similar to this. The transactions usually stay pretty close in December, and then in January and February, they should creep back up into the 60s and the 70s, which we traditionally see month to month past couple years. Days on market. So this one has been one of our volatile numbers as well. The median days on market past 30 days is 5. Now, over the past few months, it's been at 9, it's been at 13, then it dropped to 5 last month, and now it's 5 again. So this number has bounced around. As the inventory gets tighter, this is a normal reaction. With fewer homes to choose from, buyers are forced to react faster. So that is something that I would expect to see continue into December. As I mentioned in last month's video, even with that median days on market being fast, just in our conversations, you know, within the transaction, we are noticing more hesitancy with buyers. The competition is not as intense as it's been in some years past in terms of multi-offer situations. So, you know, buyers are starting to be a little pickier with that. They're not having that same sense of urgency. So it's something we'll continue to monitor. Will this affect pricing, days on market? We'll continue to watch it, but that's kind of the feet on the ground information that we're seeing right now. Next thing, now this one is interesting. Median sales price. For a good 6-month period, we floated between 570 and 610, you know, give or take. Last month, the median sales price dipped to 530, which was a little bit of an outlier. This month's median sales price jumped to 505. I want to make sure I had it right. 505. So average sales price is higher. We are careful. It's in the 570s. I am careful with the average sales price because one or two bigger transactions can really skew that number. That's why we like to look at median here. I think it's a little more accurate for us in terms of the marketplace. I will say, when we're looking at median, which we're doing here, as the transaction count gets a little tighter each month, that median number has a little more volatility now because there's less transactions overall. So yes, 530, 505 is lower than we've been seeing, but it's still, I would say, not a reason to panic. We are seeing some, writing on the wall with, some price reduction, some buyers being a little pickier. But with the days on market still being low, and this next statistic that I'll get into in a sec still being strong, I think this is something we need to evaluate a little further to see if it's a real trend. And that next statistic is list to sell price ratio. We're coming in at 104%. Last month was 103%. So we're still averaging asking price or more, right, in the marketplace. Obviously, there's outliers, but that statistic tells me that median sales price number might be due to just a lack of transactions, a drop in transactions, due to any significant price changes, because the average sales price is still up in that 570 range. So we'll definitely monitor those numbers in the next couple months. It'll be really interesting to see, as we get through the holidays and get into January, what that number does as well. But these numbers paint a picture. If you're in the marketplace, if you're selling, if you're buying, this creates an expectation of what to expect. So you're not going in blind. These are numbers we always want to take a look at. If you're looking at an offer, you want to look at comps, of course, but you also want to understand how the market in general is reacting. Same thing if you're listing your home. Yes, you want to look at comps, you want to price it right, but you want to understand how the market is reacting. And overall, if you're a seller, if we look at active inventory 39, and we compare that to the 49 closed sales in the past 30 days, that gives us an absorption rate of over 1-to-1. We have more buyers in the marketplace than sellers still. And anytime that ratio lines up in that fashion, we're going to be in a seller's market, despite what these other numbers are